Born to Kill, the childhoods of serial killers. Every serial killer was once a child. Before the blood, before the horror, before the headlines. They cried, they played, they looked up at the world with innocent eyes. But something inside them changed. Something broke. Or maybe something was broken from the start. On Mindblis, we go back to where it all began. The bedrooms, the playgrounds, the nightmares that never ended. This is not just about what these killers did. It's about who they were before they killed. Are monsters born or made? The debate is old. Nature versus nurture. Some say it's in the blood. Genetics, brain damage, mental disorders. Others say it's about pain, abuse, neglect, loneliness. But the truth? It's rarely one or the other. In the darkest cases, it's both. When biology and trauma collide, something terrifying emerges. Let's look at the childhoods of 6 killers and ask, could any of them have been saved? Jeffrey Dahmer, the cannibal, the collector, the quiet boy with a freezer full of nightmares. He was born in 1960. At age 6, he underwent surgery. He came back changed, vacant, dull, distant. He didn't play like other kids. He collected roadkill, boiled bones in acid, lined skulls up like trophies in the woods behind his house. His mother was mentally unstable. His father, emotionally absent. By 14, he was fantasizing about corpses. Not about sex or love, but stillness, control, bodies that wouldn't leave. At 18, he made fantasy reality. For years, he lured men back to his apartment. He killed them, photographed them, kept them, some in acid, some in the fridge, some in pieces. He wasn't impulsive. He was methodical, soft-spoken, apologetic, a monster with boyish eyes. What if someone had seen him? Before the first kill, Aileen Wuornos, America's most infamous female serial killer. But before the murders, she was a child no one wanted. Born in 1956, her father, a convicted pedophile, hanged himself in prison. Her mother abandoned her before she turned 4. She was raised by her grandfather, a violent alcoholic. By 11, she was being sexually assaulted. By 13, she was pregnant. By 14, she was homeless. She survived on the streets by selling her body. She was abused, mocked, forgotten. Her rage didn't come from nowhere. It was fed every day by a world that treated her like trash. She said, "They had their fun. Now it's my turn." Was she evil? Or was she vengeance in human form? Ed Kemper, the co-ed killer. Genius IQ, towering frame, a calm voice, and a basement full of horrors. He was born in 1948. By age 10, he was fantasizing about death. He buried a cat alive, then dug it up and cut off its head. Why? Because it liked his sister more. His mother was cruel. She called him worthless, locked him in the basement, laughed at his loneliness. At 15, he killed his grandparents, just to see what it felt like. He begged psychiatrists not to release him. They did. Years later, he began killing again. He picked up college girls, strangled them, decapitated them, violated their corpses, and then he killed his mother. He cut off her head, used it as a dartboard, spoke to it, and said it was the only way to silence her. Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker. He was born in 1960. At age 5, he suffered a head injury. A dresser crushed his skull. By 13, his cousin Miguel, a Vietnam vet, was showing him photos of mutilated women, trophies of war. Then in front of Richard, Miguel shot his wife in the face. Blood on the carpet, blood on Richard's shoes. That year, he began sleeping in graveyards, using LSD, reading satanic texts. Years later, he raped, tortured, killed, and in court, he grinned. "You don't understand me," he said. "I'm beyond good and evil." But beneath the blood was a broken child, a kid who witnessed death and never came back. Albert Fish, the Gray Man, the boogeyman of early America. Born in 1870, he was placed in an orphanage at age 5. There, he was beaten, naked, screaming, and he began to enjoy it. He was aroused by pain, by punishment, by the idea that suffering was sacred. He grew up into a man who inserted needles into his own flesh, burned himself with hot irons, and claimed it brought him closer to God. In 1928, he kidnapped a 10-year-old girl named Grace Budd. He killed her, cooked her, ate her. Then he wrote her mother, describing every detail. In court, he smiled. He believed what he did was divine. And it all began with a belt and a little boy screaming in a church-run orphanage. Mary Bell, she wasn't a grown killer. She was a killer at 11. In 1968, Mary Bell strangled 2 boys in England. One of them, she carved her name into. She left notes taunting police. She was cold, emotionless, but her life? Her mother tried to kill her. Repeatedly, may have sold her to adult men before the age of 5. She was abused, starved, beaten, used. When she was arrested, she asked police, "Will I go to a place with toys?" Imagine that. A murderer, still craving something soft. So, are killers born? Sometimes, but more often, they're made. In silence, in pain, in shadows. Their cries are ignored, their trauma dismissed, and the world looks surprised when they snap. But the snapping? It started years ago, in a basement, on a street corner, behind closed doors. Not every damaged child becomes a killer, but every killer was once a damaged child. Thank you for watching Mindblis. Which of these stories disturbed you the most? Let us know in the comments. Subscribe for more psychological deep dives into criminal minds. New videos every week. Stay curious, stay cautious, and remember, even monsters start as children.